little history to clear up some misconceptions I run across occasionally. The Hays Code, formerly known as the Motion Picture Production Code, was not law. It was a self-regulating system of censorship that Hollywood studios adopted in order to clean up their image before the government got involved with actual censorship legislation. So, non-Hollywood filmmakers didn't have to follow the code at all. They only had to worry about whatever obscenity laws were currently on the books and being enforced. Going further, non-Hollywood filmmakers logically fall into two camps. American filmmakers operating outside the Hollywood system, these would include exploitation filmmakers, and two, foreign filmmakers. And both of these camps delivered cinematic content for adult audiences during the Hays period that went well beyond what Hollywood could produce. There are many reasons why the Hays Code was eventually abandoned and replaced by the film rating system in 1968, and one of those reasons is one I've hinted at. Foreign films and American exploitation films were making money in markets Hollywood couldn't enter due to their self-imposed censorship. In short, morality be damned, the Hays Code was bad for business. So why am I talking about this? Well, this week's film, Little Girls, is simultaneously from both non-Hollywood camps. It's a trashy foreign film that was re-edited and released in the States by an American exploitation filmmaker, who added a little extra roughy spice to the film. Sugar and spice and everything nice. That's what Little Girls is made of. Exploitation Reviews, and me, Rob, and today I'm taking a look at Little Girls from 1966. Before going too deep, I should say that the little girls in this film are adults. I don't review movies made by Republicans. This was originally a French film. From what I've been able to gather, Bob Cresse, frequent collaborator with Lee Frost, acquired a negative, re-edited it, dubbed it, added a narrator, and added a scene of him whipping the lovely Michelle Angelo, and then he released it in the States to the Raincoat Brigade. Cresse's version, which is the one I'll be taking a look at, was lost for decades before being found and released on DVD in the early 2000s. The original French version is still lost, which is rather unfortunate because I'd like to compare it to Cresse's version. I've read that it was banned and possibly seized by the French censors. I've also read that it was considerably longer than the Cresse version, which comes in at just over 70 minutes. Maybe the original will turn up one day. In the meantime, let's take a look at the American edit. The narrator, tells us that this story is based on a true story that happened in Paris, France. And then we get this great opening line.
Anything you want. Come on, let's leave like pigs.
Our couple paw at each other, and then we get this spooky title card. In a movie like this, a movie title is one of the better things to get in your eye. Our narrator comes back and tells us the lady, Danny, is a former working gal who now owns a club, and the man, Mike, has been hired to save it from bankruptcy. They rip off clothes and continue to have the kind of fun you can't see here on YouTube.
Man, I just work here.
But of course, we don't have to stay here. Support the channel on Patreon and get access to uncensored, spicy versions of my reviews. Link is in the description. Sometime later, we get a look at this club. Teens dance and lecherous old men watch. So it's like a 1960s version of TikTok. When these old men get too handsy, Mike shows them the door. Mike, by the way, is played by Hans Meyer. He went on to a pretty decent film career, even appearing in Kubrick's Barry Lyndon. Anyway, the plan Mike and Danny have to save this club is thus. Find some rich, wild gals part of this new mod generation, and photograph them doing illicit, if not to say illegal things. The photos will be worth money, either to the girls' rich parents or to the girls themselves. A seedy blackmail plan. Classic. The first girls they film march for this old degenerate, and then the dark-haired one ties up the blonde one and slaps her around. They both seem to enjoy it. You might enjoy it too if you're watching on Patreon. And then the ladies and the man have a roll in the hay. Mike takes pictures. Back at home base in the apartment below the club where the little girls hang out, Mike and Danny arrange the installation of cameras and microphones to capture more blackmail material, and we are treated to a topless dance. Mike starts to put the moves on one of the girls he hasn't got any pictures of. She comes from one of the richest families, so would be quite the catch. After spending some time at the local fair, they go to the movies. And here we get the whipping scene inserted by Bob Cresse. The scene of him and Michelle Angelo is cut in, making it look like it's the movie that Mike and the shy girl are watching. I can't show you much of this scene, of course. I'll just say that Michelle Angelo looks amazing in the black leather thing that she spills out of. The kind of outfit that could inspire a song. Michelle Angelo has only been on the channel once before in the wacky, roughy comedy Nymphs Anonymous. She was a popular pinup model, and she was amazingly beautiful. She didn't do too many movies, which is too bad, and it's too bad she didn't have bigger roles in the movies she did appear in. She certainly had the talents for big roles. So, back to this movie. Mike and the shy gal leave the movie and go back to Mike's place for a chat. The next day, they take a trip to the country, and it looks like Mike has caught feelings for the girl. This might cause some issues with the plan, particularly because Danny isn't going to go out of business without a fight. So, will the little girls keep their dignity, or will the blackmail plan work? Well, that's enough out of me as far as plot goes. Let's talk some highlights. Usually, when an exploitation producer buys a foreign film, chops it up, and adds a dub to make a new film, the results are less than great. See Godfrey Ho's work for plenty of examples of these less than great films. But here, it mostly works. The story is straightforward, well-paced, and delivers plenty of sleazy moments. I have no way of knowing how close it sticks to the original French version, so maybe it's more of a translation than a new dub. But somehow I doubt that. If it is a new story made from the film elements, then it's one of the better films of this type that I have seen. Which isn't to say it's a great film, mind, just that it works. Beyond that, the film is well shot. Interesting compositions and framing and all of that stuff as photography types like. And the ladies all look amazing doing stuff us film fans like. So as far as roughies go, you could do a lot worse. A story that makes sense and plenty of beautiful women who shed clothes. But I wouldn't say the movie is perfect. Like an old man watching girls march, this film has some shortcomings. Well, the narrator is stupid. I know it's kind of a staple of roughies, and I can forgive it for Moss films. But this film has dialogue. Using a narrator to push the story forward is just pointless, and the moralizing is way too on the nose. The only thing I like on my nose is a sternum. Also, there are some odd musical choices here. Listen to this. Not a fan of whatever that is. And annoyingly, that same music plays over the Michelle Angelo scene, which mars an otherwise nice scene. Luckily, the mute button requires just one hand.